Hello, everybody. This is John Lind, lead programmer of BB Digital Lab LLC. It's excellent to be reaching your eyes and or ears, and you are listening to the BB&J podcast. So today we're talking about consistency. Consistency in terms of content, reaching your audience consistently, right? Because I've talked a lot about nurturing relationships, continuing to be in the consideration set, and a lot of that comes from consistency. People should expect to see you, and it's excellent that people expect to see you because then you're on their mind, right? There's a few channels, YouTube channels I follow, and part of the reason that I've subscribed to them in the first place is because of that question of consistency, right? I know that they're going to consistently put out content. If they didn't, I wouldn't bother subscribing. So when you're putting out content, you need to be consistent. But it's not just, oh, I'm posting multiple times a week. That's important, but there's some other things. Let's start with, the one I kind of mentioned, and really the critically baseline most important is posting consistently. If you have a podcast, you need to post it consistently, ideally once a week or on Mondays and Thursdays, like the BB&J podcast. If you let's say you're a realtor, right? And you have the home of the month, your featured home of the month. Someone put it up for sale and you think it looks excellent. They did a wonderful job. That needs to be a home of the month every single month. You can't just take a break for 2 months because then it's not really home of the month, is it? But that's kind of part of it, right? If I have the featured article of the week, if I have the home of the month, if I have the podcast of the Mondays, posting consistently is, it's everything, If a big way to encourage people to subscribe to you is to get in their feeds reliably. I mentioned YouTube, but like almost all of the groups and the pages that I follow, it's not because I just saw them once. I was like, well, this is it. I'm going to follow them forever, regardless of what they post. It's because I consistently saw content that I liked, that they were putting out on a regular basis. And I was like, I want to see this more in my feed. So let me subscribe. Let me follow them. Let me, do whatever it is. And you post something, whether it be a facility tour or a testimonial or, meet the staff. The first time they might not comment. Maybe they'll like. Second time, maybe they comment and share. Maybe they just share. Third time, maybe they comment. But every time you do it, you raise the bar a little bit. You increase the engagement a little bit, and more people are going to engage when you post consistently. It's easy to, it's easy to see. Whatever social media you're on, if you're not posting regularly, start. See how things change. I almost guarantee you, as long as you're not posting like stuff that's not going to get any engagement regardless, which I don't, that's, I guess that even then probably won't be the case. If you are posting consistently, you're going to see better engagement. You're going to see more people following you, subscribing to you, whatever it is, and engaging with your content in general. It should be obvious. The second consistency I'd like to talk about is consistency in timing. I talked about the weekly podcast or periodically bi-weekly. I'll admit I'm trying to hold myself to the same standard of when I say Monday and Thursday. Sometimes Thursday, I'm trying to change it to Monday and always Thursday, but BB&J podcast comes out at 8 a.m. on Mondays. If you're posting your featured listing of the week, of the month or week, that should be the same day. You know, if you post it January 30th, February 30th, March 30th, and then April 17th, May 2nd, June 26th, that's going to start messing up the consistency. People should expect, if I come here at this time, I will see this. That consistency can make you part of their routine. Oh, hey, it's Monday. Time to check out the podcast. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the month. Time to look at that featured listing, that awesome home. Whatever it is, post consistently at specific times. So what's great about a lot of the modern algorithms is there's usually best times of day to post. And you can usually find that out pretty easily. But even if it's not like, if you're not just doing a general thing, like if I'm posting on TikTok, well, there's best times to post, absolutely. You know, if I post at 2 a.m., I'm going to get a lot less engagement than if I post at 12 p.m. when most people are most people are on their lunch break. Maybe they're looking at TikTok, right? And that's another thing, is understanding when people are active, because you want to be in line with that. So I mentioned 2 a.m. is not a great time to post, but sometimes it is, which may be surprising. If you deal with chronic pain, to clarify, if your business helps people with chronic pain, you actually want to be putting out content at night. Now, maybe it may surprise you, but like those midnight ads, that's when you want to do them. Because during the day, you're going to get a general audience, but at night, you're going to get the people who can't sleep. You're going to get the people who can't sleep because they're in pain. Maybe, you know, they're sitting on the couch because that's the only way that they can be comfortable. They can't even sleep in a bed. And you hit them with a television ad. Maybe they're laying in bed browsing Facebook, and you hit them with your content. You need to be careful, because this is very specific. You need to know that your audience is going to be there. I mean, what's great is that when you see people engaging with your content, it's a lot more likely that those are your target demographic, right? If you're posting something that, like, people will see, if you're targeting college students, well, they're probably going to be checking their social media at the end of the day. Or someone who works a 9 to 5, well, they're probably going to be, hopefully at least, they're not going to be doing stuff while they're at work. But even then, there's times when people check Facebook at work, right? Those are the best times to post. When are people on the platform? That's when you post. That's the question of consistency. Consistently post at a certain time, because people will come to expect it, and post when they're there. Which, I mean, it'll synergize, right? They'll make sure that when they come on the platform, they usually come on the same day, on this same time of day, they'll be able to see your content. They'll seek you out. So it'll mesh together. The third consistency is consistency of content. If you are, and like, this is incredibly important, especially with podcasts or a YouTube channel or a kind of a Facebook group, kind of a Facebook page, TikTok especially, Instagram. Consistent content, consistency in terms of subject matter, is incredibly helpful for the algorithm, and you get people consistently seeing your stuff and making that decision. As I said, people usually don't subscribe the first time they see you, second or third time. The thing is, if they see you doing one thing and another completely unrelated thing that maybe they don't like, they're a lot less likely to do it. Versus if they see you talking about showcasing your expertise as a business owner, next time they see you, you're showcasing your expertise as a business owner. Next time they see you, showcasing your expertise as a business owner. They're a lot more likely to engage with your content because they're like, oh, wow, this person consistently posts this content. I like this content. And I guess I'll start engaging. If you're a podcast, you should kind of be talking about the same genre. I mean, I like plants. You can see some plants in the background for those of you who are watching. But I don't really talk about plant care because that's not related to the podcast. That's not related to what I'm trying to do. It's called the BB&J podcast because it's related to, BB Digital Lab and the stuff we do. So I talk about that. I talk about web design and, entrepreneurship and the, doing networking events, because those are things that are all in the same genre. And I keep consistent with that. Similarly, BB Digital Lab, we try to put out similar content. We try to put out marketing related content, some web design related content, because that all comes together and helps with that question of consistency. But even, if you're what's his name? Mr. Beast, right? Major YouTuber, but he's on several other platforms I know, especially like TikTok. His content is incredibly he keeps on brand, he keeps on point, he keeps consistent. It's something crazy with a lot of money, almost always going to help people. It's like the donate 10 cars to a nursing home, or I don't know, donate, help build 3 wings of a school. Or I think there was like the challenge, like, hey, you do the app, or what was it? Like the last person to take their finger off this app, it wins like $100,000, $10,000. Like, that's consistent. That is crazy amounts, crazy figures, doing crazy challenges that no people wouldn't really think of. And he's wildly successful because it's consistent. I mean, there's other things related to it. Like almost always he's specifically doing it to help a good cause, whether that be a hospital or a charity. But he consistently does the challenges. He does big sums of money or big flashy things, and it works really well. Consistency in terms of subject is the last thing you need to make sure you're doing. So, to review, consistency, the umbrella. First thing is consistent posting. Just continue to post. Don't drop off the grid for a month or two. The second thing, consistent time of day. If you're posting at 2 a.m., 7 p.m., 12 p.m., all over the place, people aren't going to reliably see your content and consistently see your content, so they're going to engage less. And critically, if you're targeting your audience, make sure you consistently post at a time where they are active. The third thing, consistency in subject matter. So if I'm talking about one thing, or I'm talking about one genre, I'll continue to talk about that, because people who see that, who like that stuff, are going to follow me, are going to engage with my content. And I'd like to end the podcast. Thank you so much for listening and or watching. This has been the BB&J podcast. I'm your host, John Lint, and I look forward to seeing you, I guess, Thursday or next week. Have fun.